The Secretary of State's office has just confirmed the audit of Georgia's presidential race has now uncovered 2,600 previously uncounted ballots. That's in Floyd County.
State officials are calling for Floyd County's elections manager to step down, with the state sending investigators to Floyd to get to the bottom of how this happened.
It is the only county we've seen an issue like this so far, and it looks like it was an early vote, half of an early vote box essentially, that did not get uploaded into their election night reporting system. And again, it's unfortunate, but it's not an equipment issue. Again, it's a person not executing their job properly.
The state says it's been trying to speak directly with the Floyd election manager, but he is in quarantine, as are Sterling, who you just heard from, as well as the Secretary of State, due to possible exposure to coronavirus.
Now, the state had been hoping this audit would help avoid a statewide recount in the case, since this process is almost identical. But after the discovery today, that remains totally unclear at this point. Under Georgia law, the losing candidate in a race can ask for a recount if the two are separated by less than 0.5 percentage point, as Biden and Trump are right now.
Right now, Georgia's 16 electoral count votes have not officially been distributed to President-elect Biden. On Friday, NBC declared him the apparent winner in Georgia, pushing him to 306.
Sterling says the Floyd County ballots changed President Trump's lead in Georgia by about 800 votes, but President-elect Biden still leads by a margin of around 13,300 votes overall in the state of Georgia.
A large percentage have already completed, and the majority of them are at zero in terms of what they were off from the original election night reporting in terms of ballots. And the secretary feels like in this particular case, this was an egregious thing and it wasn't discovered until we did this audit. It wasn't like they discovered it themselves through their own due diligence.
We continue to follow this breaking news. Our team working to get more information from both the state and Floyd County about this discovery. We'll have the latest tonight on Up Late at 11.